Now Chaim Soloveitchik. Chaim sitting over there. He asked me yesterday, a Shaila, if he's allowed to park in a parking lot next to Uni. There is a parking lot that belongs to a church. He wanted to know if he's allowed to have a no from the church's parking lot. I didn't know an answer, but tonight he showed me this piece of paper he got in his car. He parked there. I guess it was a suffix, so we didn't know. So he parked there. So the paper read, car parking only for staff or those involved in the activities of the church. Repeat offense will result in your vehicle being reported and likely clamped. That's in English. So you see that if someone's sincerely interested in the Shaila, you see HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives them a tshuva the next day. No problem.
Probably part of the day.
Absolutely amazing.
And a suffix.
Oh, they were worth it to get down to the Jew.
Yeah, that's right. Anyways, okay, so after Shir yesterday, a few people came over to me and asked me really the same Shaila. So I'm going to discuss this today, although it's a little bit veering off topic, but I see that it's a real Shaila that everybody has. Most people have. Since we're so advanced in technology today, and people have websites, or people post stuff on eBay, and they want to sell things. So we discussed yesterday about Mekach and Memker, keeping a business open on Shabbos together with a guy. How do you keep it open together with a guy, b'shutfus im guy, and not be over an Amir al-Akum or Marasayan, whatever is involved with keeping a business open on Shabbos with a guy. But a lot of people want to know, are you allowed to sell stuff on eBay if you know, or if you see after Shabbos that someone bought it on Shabbos? Or have a website. You have a website and people could buy on that website anytime on Shabbos. It's open 24/7. 777 means the seventh day of Shabbos, and people can buy on Shabbos as well. So there are really two problems that I'd like to discuss. What could be problematic with such a sale? First of all, it's Mekach and Memker. We're selling stuff on Shabbos. Mekach and Memker is Osir on Shabbos. It's Osir. The Stup Shotim why it's Osir. Rashi once says because either it's with the Kabbalah or it's with the Rabbanon because Gzerim Shem Ksiva, but Mekach and Memker is Osir. So if you find after Shabbos that someone bought something on Shabbos, it's Mekach and Memker. Basically, the transaction went through on Shabbos. Okay, that's one issue you have. And really this problem you have with vending machines as well. People own vending machines in different places, not necessarily from or Jewish places, where potential buyers will be a guy and they can buy on Shabbos. Again, it's Mekach and Memker on Shabbos. He's selling things on Shabbos. Another problem is Schar Shabbos. You come after Shabbos, you collect your money. When did you make this money? You made this money on Shabbos. So there are two Isurah D'Rabbanans which you have to take into account when you have a website or you're selling stuff on eBay, you own a vending machine, etc., etc. Any such type case where the sale might go through on Shabbos, it's a Mekach and Memker problem, and there's the issue also of Schar Shabbos.
What's the problem with Schar Shabbos?
What's the problem with Schar Shabbos? Schar Shabbos problem is Gzerim Misham Mekach and Memker. So it's also, and Mekach and Memker is Gzerim Misham Ksiva, but it's a separate Issur D'Rabbanan that is called Schar Shabbos, which you have to take into account. So let's first deal with Mekach and Memker, with Mekach and Memker itself. What could one think? Why shouldn't it be a problem with Mekach and Memker? What should be the heter?
Choice was theirs, not yours.
The choice was theirs, not yours.
And you didn't force them to buy it on Shabbos. They had the whole time.
Good, very good. We'll get there. Excellent. The first thing that comes to mind is you're not doing anything. You're not doing anything.
You're not das.
You're not doing anything. What do you mean you're not das?
Das
is that whoever's going to buy it. Whoever's going to buy it should be Chal the Kinyan. No,
you're das. The Kinyan, you're not das.
You did because you put it on the
you put it up for sale.
Yeah, when this guy
hoping someone's going to buy this. What do you mean you have das? You're having das. As soon as you post something on eBay, you're having das that if someone would be interested, you want to sell it to them.
But the chance of Kinyan, and when he presses buy it now, I didn't know about it.
Okay, so you never know about it. So how's the Kinyan happen?
What do you mean?
I'm saying you never know, even in a weekday.
If I go to you and sell you this bag.
No, but in internet, let's say eBay. Do you ever know about it?
It's just a proxy on your part.
Yeah, you never really know about it. You post it on eBay and someone buys it. It's a sale.
You got a copy and paste.
You never know about it. The Torah says you don't have to know about it because your das is put into that, is there as soon as you post it onto eBay. That's your das. Your das is to be maknet. Whoever wants to be kind finds that stuff and finds whatever you want to be kind on eBay, and your das is there to be maknet to him. B'shas he posted it. You don't have to be aware of what's going on at the time of the sale. So So what's the heter? So the first thing that comes to mind is you're not really doing anything. Not you don't have das. You're not doing anything. What are you doing? Mekcha memker could be as an issue when you're doing a Maisa Kenyan on Shabbos. Here you're not doing a Maisa Kenyan on Shabbos. Really, you posted before Shabbos, and now this guy's coming on his own volition and he's going and buying it on Shabbos. That's nothing. You're not doing any Maisa. Hagam, you are having some das makna, although you're not aware of it, but it's still a das makna, right? The sale is happening, but you're not doing anything on Shabbos. So the place can bring, right? This issue is only the past 7 years because we're so advanced in technology. But in times of Rabbi Kiva Eger, the issue was something else, and they want to compare the Shaila and Rabbi Kiva Eger to this Shaila. Rabbi Kiva Eger discusses if the first night of Pesach falls out of Matzah Shabbos and Sunday. Matzah Shabbos and Sunday, you have to sell your chametz on Shabbos. You can't sell your chametz on Shabbos. It's Mekach Memker. So Rabbi Kiva Eger deals, could you sell it to the guy on Friday and tell the guy, you don't want to sell it on Friday either because you still have to eat lachamishn on Shabbos, you still need chametz on Shabbos. So you don't want to sell all your chametz on Friday. So you can't sell it on Friday and you can't sell it on Shabbos. So what do you do? Huh? Well, you can't eat matzah, you're not allowed to eat matzah in Erev Pesach. So you have no choice. So what do? So Rabbi Kiva Eger says, maybe you can come up with an idea like this. You do the Maisa Kinyan Erev Shabbos, you do the Maisa Kinyan before Shabbos, and the Chalois should only be Chal on Shabbos. So you're not really doing a Maisa Kinyan on Shabbos. So that's very similar to what's going on over here. So Rabbi Kiva Eger brings a raya. First he brings a raya from the Chuvas Hadeshin. Chuvas Hadeshin says, what if someone has to do a Pidyon Ben on Shabbos? It's also a Kinyan, right? It's a Pidyon. So Pidyon Ben on Shabbos, the 30th day falls on Shabbos, what do you do? So the Chuvas Hadeshin, it's brought in the Mogen Avram, in Siman Shin Lamates, Sivkot Nches. It says, ain't Pidyon Ben, you don't make a Pidyon Ben on Shabbos. Why not? So he says like this. You can't give the money to the Kohen Erev Shabbos and the Kinyan should be Chal on Shabbos. Why not? Because he's concerned when are you going to make the brachas. You can't make the brachas on Friday because Friday's not the 30th day yet. You can't make the brachas on Shabbos either because then you're not doing the Maisa Kinyan. So he's concerned with the brachas and the Suda. So Rabbi Kiva Eger's Medayik, since the Chuvas Hadeshin's problem is only brachas and Suda, it seems that the Kinyan itself, to do a Kinyan like that on Shabbos is mutter. Right? That's not the Chuvas Hadeshin's problem. The Chuvas Hadeshin's problem is something else, brachas and Suda. But the Kinyan itself, Chuvas Hadeshin is mashma, that you could do the Kinyan, the Maisa Kinyan Erev Shabbos, and the Kinyan should be Chal on Shabbos. And then he says, but the Maisa Rabbi Kiva Eger doesn't want to rely on this heter, this diuk of the Chuvas Hadeshin. He says that v'tzorech churaya gedola mehashas. For this heter, to do a Maisa Kinyan Erev Shabbos, and the Chalisa Kinyan should be Chal on Shabbos, you need a big raya from anywhere of the Gemara, and then he goes into Arichas to bring a raya from the Gemara in Yuma that it's Aser. So Rabbi Kiva Eger is Noitel Aser. At the end of the Tshuva, he's Noitel Aser. The Maramshik, he brings Rabbi Kiva Eger, and he brings Kamadam Mefurish Mogen Avram that it's Aser as well. Mogen Avram is Simon Reishin on the base. On the Ramah says you should make sure that a Nochri shouldn't take out anything from your house on Shabbos. What's the problem? Mogen Avram says because although the Nochri might have given you some money before Shabbos for whatever he's taking on Shabbos, but since the Nochri is not kind of a kesef, only by Mashiach, so when is the Mashiach happening? When he takes it out on Shabbos. So here, there's no Maisa Kinyan Mitzad Yisroel being done. The Mogen Avram is concerned because when the Nochri takes it out on Shabbos, the Kinyan is Chal on Shabbos. So what? But the Yisroel's not doing anything. The Yisroel got his money before Shabbos, right? The Mashiach is the Maisa Kinyan. The Mashiach, who's doing the Mashiach? The guy. The Yisroel's not doing anything. Yet you see, the Maramshik says, you see there's a problem, although the Yisroel isn't doing anything on Shabbos, but if there's a Kinyan being Chal, there's a transaction being Chal between the Yisroel and the guy on Shabbos, that's a problem. And that's why a Nachri can't take something which he bought from you before Shabbos, you can't take it out from the Yisroel's house on Shabbos. So clear, the Maramshik and Rabbi Kiva Eger are both Noita L'Issa. It's a little bit of a problem because we know, let's say you begin a malacha before Shabbos, and the malacha is nigmar me'elav, finishes on its own on Shabbos. For example, you start loading a software before Shabbos. It takes a while, and on Shabbos it continues to download, and basically Shabbos morning the software is Baruch Hashem downloaded. Yeah. So is it mutter or not? Of course, yes. Why not? You're not doing anything on Shabbos. You began the process before Shabbos. What should be also? Right? So, if you post something on eBay, right, or you have a website, you post stuff to sell. So, whatever you did, you began, whatever is mutter on you to do, in the melechas of Mecca, the melech of Mecca, you began before Shabbos. So now it's Kibutz Nigma Me'elav. Why is that different than the halacha of you're allowed to download a software before Shabbos, even though it continues to download on Shabbos?
The goy is doing something here.
He's doing it for himself. It's not a problem with Miralakim. The issue is Mekach Memker over here. The guy's not doing it for you. The issue is Mekach Memker. So what should be the problem with Mekach Memker? Whatever was mutal on you to do, you did before Shabbos. Right? So just like you can download a software before Shabbos, everybody understands that although it's continuing to download into Shabbos, there's no problem. So what should be the problem?
Yeah, there's no transaction with the software, is it? It's just downloading.
What do you mean? Mashenkin with a person?
On Shabbos, it's just...
I know, I understand, but such a Mekach Memker, which you did everything you had to do before Shabbos, so why should that be a problem? Again, a malacha is also do on Shabbos, but if you begin it before Shabbos and you finish it on Shabbos, it's mutter. So here also, you're finishing the transaction on Shabbos. Whatever the makna was supposed to do, he did already. And now it's only being finished on Shabbos. Finishing a malacha on Shabbos, which began before Shabbos, is mutter.
Understand? That's how you sell things on the internet. You do your bit and he does his bit. That is the way it's done. It's not like it's you doing something and randomly he comes along and takes it. That's how it's done. It's like the way the Mekach Memker is done. So I don't understand.
You're saying so the entire Mekach Memker is taking place.
Yeah,
it's taking place on Shabbos.
It's not like two separate acts.
And the transfer of money as well.
Yeah, with eBay sellers though, the way it works is you don't, once they've paid, so to speak, even if they paid, usually after they'll bid it, they'll win the bid. They don't have to pay immediately, firstly. They don't always pay immediately, often they'll pay days later.
As soon as you win the bid, it's commit to that.
Yeah, you haven't done anything like that. All you done is commit to
That's
that.
another point.
Secondly,
It's another good point. We'll get there.
Also, you don't accept the money or send it at that point. You accept the money after Shabbos.
No, the money goes into your PayPal
The money
account.
comes into your account.
You can,
Money
you
goes-
can reject
Not
it.
on Shabbos though.
You have to accept payments.
You have to accept the payments.
You have to
It's
accept
right. You have to
payments.
accept the
It
payments.
goes towards nothing.
It comes,
Yeah,
it
so we'll get
comes
to
into
that.
your
Can
account.
reject,
Also,
but
you
it
have
is.
to. Also, you haven't posted it on anything yet. As in, you haven't.
The money goes into your account.
You haven't posted the. No, you can reject the payment.
But you can, you've got the ability to do it, but it still comes into your account.
You can reject the payment as well. No, he's right.
It's not
He's saying
complete.
very good. It's not a
And you
complete
have
transaction of Shabbos. That's another point. We'll get there. It's not even a complete transaction of Shabbos. We're dealing with the internet. Vending machines is different though. Yeah, own a vending machine. The person buys. There you don't have the spark because the
No, you've not actually given, in the eBay, you've not actually given the product yet. So he's paid the money,
Right.
so the complete transaction is not taking place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Both ways it hasn't taken place because you haven't given them the product and you haven't received the money on Shabbos as well. Because you have to accept the payment. You have to accept the payment and they have to post it to your account. No?
Straight into your account.
It goes straight
No, it
On the
depends.
spot?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a PayPal.
Okay, so that's something else. No,
Yeah, but
sometimes
you've still not completed
Right, it's
the
still
transaction.
incomplete.
But the
Right, it's
kinya's
still-
taken place. Even though
Yeah, but
So you're saying I'm going to give you money as long as you don't give me the thing on
Dealing
Shabbos?
with a guy,
I'm saying the
there's
whole
no
transaction is not complete. You're not giving everything once, he's giving you money. He's guaranteed it in a
But
way.
if a goy gives you from person to person
Correct, you're
money,
right, you're right. So the chayru with
is that a problem?
the chayru with the
That's a
internet.
mental problem. If you don't give him anything
You're
back,
not putting the money in your hand, you're not physically touching
You
it.
know what the
Booking
difference
your
would be?
chotzer,
Let's say
whatever.
downloading a software. You have to pay money and you can download software on Shabbos. And there you receive this product on Shabbos.
What's the kinyan?
Whatever the Mashiach means that you have it in your Rishos. Whatever you bought, you have it. So here you have it. Let's say with downloading a software, you have to pay before you download the software. So there you get the product on Shabbos as well. You don't have to wait till it comes in the mail. Right? So you have some times where it could be a complete transaction over the internet also. But okay, even if not, but vending machines for sure. There's a complete transaction on Shabbos with vending machines. You know, you put in the quarter. He has the right. It's his chotzer, right? The vending machine is his. You know, he's kind of the kesef right away, and whatever the potato chips falls out, and he's got the potato chips and the soda, whatever he's buying. So that's also a complete transaction. One second. So yes, what are we saying? We're saying Rabbi Kiva Eger the Ramshik. They want to say that it's aser. So we asked the kasha, why is it aser if you posted it before Shabbos? We asked the kasha, so you started it already before Shabbos, so why should that be any different than any other melacha? You begin before Shabbos and you finish it on Shabbos. So really, you're saying very good. You're saying that that's the oifen of Mekach Memker, that's the way you do it. It happens on Shabbos. The Avnei Nezer says like this. The Avnei Nezer says that it's different than starting a malacha before Shabbos because a Mekach Memker can't happen without the moicher. Right? You post your thing on eBay, right? And then the guy dies. Right? Is there a Mekach Memker? No. He has to be around at the time of the sale. Although he's not aware of it, he doesn't have to be aware of it, but he has to be around. So the fact that he has to be around, that in itself is problematic. That shows that he has some sort of connection with that Mekach Memker on Shabbos. Because without him being alive and around on Shabbos, the Mekach Memker wouldn't take place. So there is something being done on Shabbos. It's not completely like beginning to download a software before Shabbos and it just continues on its own. There you don't have to be around. It continues on its own. You have nothing to do with the malacha. You began it before Shabbos and that's it. Whereas Mekach Memker, although you posted it on the internet before Shabbos, but in order for the sale to take place, the transaction to take place, you have to be around. That's the Hilchos Mekach Memker, that you have to be around. There has to be a moichad around you when you're selling it. So there you have more of a connection in the shaykhs to the product, to what's going on Shabbos. So there it could be more problematic. But Lamaisa, halacha Lamaisa, I'll just finish. Halacha Lamaisa, because, Dani, what you were saying in the beginning is that you have no idea what's happening. You have no idea what's happening, and you don't care whether it's done on Shabbos. For all practical purposes, this could be done after Shabbos or Friday or Sunday. You might not find out about the sale until Tuesday when you decide to look into your account. So there, if Shlomo Zalman says, Shabbos Chazon brings down Shlomo Zalman, he says that that's not a problem. You could post things on Baruch Hashem, you could post things on eBay and on the internet. Pashtus, even vending machines, because since you have no idea what's going on and you don't care whether it's done on Shabbos, it's different than the case of Rabbi Kiva Eger. Rabbi Kiva Eger is talking about where you need the sale to take place on Shabbos and you're aware of it because it's Erev Pesach. You got to get rid of the chametz. That's different.
You're going to be happy about it.
What?
Once you see the sale, you're going to be happy about it.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So that does make a difference. You'll be happy about it just as happy even if it was done on Sunday. You're not happy because it happened on Shabbos.
And you can buy as well, I take it. If you bid for something on Friday and pay Motzei Shabbos.
So now, if you know that it's going to happen on Shabbos,
yeah,
if you know that the transaction is going to take place on Shabbos,
you don't know if it's going to happen.
If you don't know when it's going to happen,
if it ends, let's say the bid ends on Shabbos, you can set it to bid for you.
The minimum.
So let's say it does. Let's say I have example. There's something you can set a program which will bid for you. It's in the last 3 seconds or something. So what you do is you set it before Shabbos and it will bid for you.
Yeah.
It will bid for you on Shabbos in the last 3 seconds, and now you're buying it then.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That's awesome because you know it's going to happen on Shabbos, and basically you're telling them to bid for you on Shabbos and buy something on Shabbos. That's awesome. Yeah,
you have to know what it's yeah, you pull that.
No, that's awesome because then you're setting a Mekach Memker on Shabbos.
Even though you're not paid for it. Even though you're not going to pay. You win, you're committing to buy, but you're not actually paid.
Oh, so that's what you're shouting. We discussed it yesterday. I discussed it with Chaim yesterday. If you don't pay at that point, there's Mokum Lokal. I'm not clear on that point. If you don't pay at that point, when does the Mechira take place? The Mechira takes place as soon as you commit to buy it. Pashtus, I'm saying,
even if you no, because you're committing to buy it, you're not bought it.
You haven't bought it. You haven't bought it.
If you commit,
no, but you're telling me.
Yeah, bad feedback.
Did you tell me?
This ends, say 3 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. Say
right.
You set a bid that will bid for you just before 3 o'clock, and you're setting it. It's going to do it. The computer and the server is going to bid for you, and you're going to bid for it then, right?
So you committed to buy it. You didn't buy it yet.
No, you don't necessarily win it. You're not necessarily win it. You just, if you win it, you will pay for it then, and you win it then. Now, you don't pay for it then.
If you sign up, they give you a fee.
You don't make a payment. You've got 24 hours to pay. So you pay for it after Shabbos.
Right.
And you can even go back on it. I mean, there are situations where I've had where I bid for something, and I've said, I don't want to contact the seller. He said, fine, you finished, and no one paid anyone. So I'm saying it's not even, I don't think it's a complete. I mean, you're committing to by the laws of Europe.
That's a good point.
It's
a valid point. It's a valid point. It doesn't sound like a complete mekach. It could be that it's not.
So if you go into an auction, into a proper room and you put your hand up to buy it, you don't actually do it until after Shabbos.
Meaning you're committing again. No, again, you're right. Yeah, if there would be a heter in that case, your case also the chayro. I wouldn't be mattered because Zilzal Shabbos, but I'm saying, if there's a problem, not, because although you're committing to buy it, you haven't bought it yet. The sale isn't complete. Okay, cut.